Hello, my name is Jesus Garcia. I'm a research associate at the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum and board member here at the Mission Garden. And welcome to our annual San Ysidro Festival and Wheat Harvest here at the Mission Garden.
What is taking place today is the harvest of the wheat. It's very much a part of the history of this region and the history of Sonora and southern Arizona. The wheat was brought here by the Spanish missionaries, and it's been grown all through the region ever since. It also coincides with the festival of San Ysidro, San Ysidro Labrador. San Ysidro is the patron saint of workers and farmers and the city of Madrid in Spain. In the United States, there are many places where there's a festival in honor of San Ysidro around his feast day, which is May 15th. Tucson had a festival from the very start of the pueblo, and it continued up through the 1920s when it kind of just disappeared because of the changes that were taking place, where we were moving from being a farming village to a semi-industrial place.
This is probably for us right now a nice, almost ceremonial and kind of fun little activity. But if you grew up doing this, you wouldn't want to do this. This is a lot of work and it doesn't pay very much. That you had to cut, carry, and thresh and process, and that's not in one morning. That would have been days and days of work with several people. This little patch of wheat that we have here is the Sonoran White Wheat. It's a traditional heirloom variety of wheat that was brought here by the Jesuits early on. You can tell this wheat is very tall, so this is a sign that the wheat is an old variety of wheat. We are sitting here in this little threshing field that in Spanish is called era, una era. But in the past, sometimes you had to carry the wheat maybe a mile or two, or depending on the distance of the field. So you had to make these bundles of wheat. They're called gavillas. You bring it in this little neatly tied pieces, then you break them apart, and then you're gonna drop it all around. We're gonna start bringing the wheat with carefully cutting it. We're going to be using the old traditional tools, which again, we're not using machinery here. This is a sickle or an hoz, we call it in Spanish. In Sonora, we call it an osa. Just put the top on the bottom and then by hand. Yeah. So we are here in front of the tauna. The tauna is a must-have piece of equipment that every household would have in the Sonora and Arizona 100 years ago, because as you harvested your wheat or corn, you had to grind it. So if you didn't have the means to take this to a wheat mill, industrial wheat mill, you had to do it at home. Normally you would have a donkey or a mule or an animal going around pushing this weight. Thank you for enjoying this virtual demonstration of our annual San Ysidro and Wheat Harvest Festival here at the Mission Garden. And if you are interested in coming and visit us, come to the Mission Garden. You can volunteer, you can come and enjoy the great variety and biodiversity of crops, historic crops, going back 4,000 years in history of the agriculture here in the Tucson Basin. So welcome.